Okay, so we were just discussing what we can do with the C box, and remember the C box and the Locrian E box, okay, which is kind of over here. The Locrian E box here. Here's the short E pattern, Locrian box, and then the long would be like here. Okay, but remember, we're not looking at that as the root 2-3 box. We're looking at it as the Locrian box. It's got the same relationship with the C box. The Locrian can be played in its entirety in a short box from the fret nut. So if we were to treat the E, your E, as the 7th, we would be playing a Locrian in the key of F, which would be 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4. No, try that one more time. 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4. Yes, that's right. That's right, because that's the B flat. I was wrong there. I was thinking C over here. Wait a minute. We're on all the white keys. No, we're not. If we're playing a Locrian from the 7th, it would be like that in the key of F. So here's our B flat 7th there, and which is the 4th of F, and then we got 5, 6, 7 root 2. So we have a short box completely contained for the Locrian, and we have a short box complete diatonic available for us at the fret nut. So you would be treating E as the 3rd there. Okay, in regular tuning you'd be treating E as the 7th, so you'd be in the key of F there. But otherwise we can extrapolate, we can play the long E Locrian pattern for the fun of it if we want to. So what are we going to do? We're going to do an entire S4E here. 4 strings from E. We're going around the circle. Now this is a modal circle. It's not a 5th circle. If you want a 5th circle, you're starting from E, you'd have to skip every other one and go backwards. So go E to C to G to D. Now watch this. E to C, G to D. It's all about skipping a letter and knowing which way the circle is going. So for the long pattern we'd have 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4, but then we're going to play 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3. You can see here A is the 3rd of F. And with the cutout you would just look for the magic. The magic number would be 2. So when we hit the 2 here, we're going to finish out that half of the string shape, and we're going to go over here and play from the fret nut. Okay, so that's how that would work, and we'd get that open 4 there. We should be able to get that open 4. Let's see if that works. We got 7 root 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. Now on the G string, the 2, we want to play this 1/2 of that string shape, just half the string shape there, and then go to the 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2. Now that takes us out of the box there, so that's not the way to do it with this 4. Okay, we have the 2, 3, 4 there. We're going to want to play that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now why is that? It's because we don't need a cutout for the C box and the E box, if I'm not mistaken. Because look at this. Our magic cutout number is 5. You get in trouble when we get into these cutouts. This is just when you want to put the capo on or play open and exploit all strings. So you're going to do all the open strings. So on the cutout at 5 here, we've got our 5 there. We don't want to cut out early, so we're going to just play it. So in the C box short and the E box short, we don't have a cutout at all, but we have it on the other string. So, but essentially there's two ways to play something, in the short box and the long box. So what's the difference? Let's look over here at the G box. So we're going to do a little G box thing, and we can use the dark blue. So we have a short G box, which is here, alright, and then we have a long G box, which is here, okay. So we can look at where that cutout would occur. We have 6/7 root here. Okay, so the cutout would likely be on the R. So we're going to go 6/7 root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the long pattern. Now we don't have this 7 anymore, so we're going to do the cutout. So we got 7 and then cut out to the R. R2, we're just going to do that half of the string shape, cut out at 3, 4, 5. So the cutout was at the R, but finished the inner portion of that string shape. Here, the cutout is that the trigger note is at the outer portion, the outermost note of the outer portion of the string shape half on the bottom, and you do the cutout on the G string. Cutout is usually on the G string, usually, if not always, if there's one at all. And so we can, exploit all these open strings. So we have root 2, we're going to cut out to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. And remember, the top two strings then follow the short pattern at that time, because we're back into the short pattern at that time. It just follows the bottom pattern, not always the short pattern. It'll follow the bottom pattern. So we got duplicate strings on the top and the bottom. The string below the cutout is going to be the string shape fourth. In other words, if you took the pattern, the entire pattern. So now let's draw a line. Okay, we'll draw a line here. If we had our pattern right here, okay, so here's our 6, 7 root, and here's our 3, 4, 5. If we move that pattern up, what comes up from the bottom to the bottom there? I don't know if we can do this, but if this is the bottom string here, so we've got our string there. That's a little too thick. That's too thick, and it's not a string color. So we want to make a nice little gray string color there. Okay, so let's just say if we have, this is our bottom string. Now some people say, well, yeah, it is. No, I'm saying if that was this bottom string here, this low 6, 7 root here. Okay, if we take the pattern and move the pattern up, that string below it, the B string is always going to be the string shape pattern below the top string. So that's how the cutout returns to the 3, 4, 5. That becomes the new bottom. Okay, and of course that's going to be the string shape fourth. All right, that kind of thing. So that's how that works. And we have the long, so we have our short pattern for the G, 6, 7 root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 root 2. But we've gone below the original fret nut to get that 7, and then we have 3, 4, 5. But if we're going to do the long G, where we can't access that 7 because there's a fret nut right here. Okay, now we want a little bit longer of a thicker of a pattern. So suppose our fret nut's right here now. Now we can't get that 7. We can't use that short G pattern where we're going. We can only get that C there. Okay, C is the root of, why is it C? Because I'm doing a G-shaped C here. So this is the G pattern that's a G-shaped C pattern. So if I play a G here, it's pretty much a root C, a high root C, high.